Yeah, mind coach. Gotta get your mind right, youngin'. I know. Yeah, you better man up. You gotta man up. It's time to man up. You're running out of time, young fella. You better man up. You gotta man up. It's time to man up. You're running out of time, young fella. You better man up. You gotta man up. It's time to man up. You're running out of time, young fella. It's time to man up. You gotta man up. You better man up. Cause you're running out of time, young fella. I was a younger one, trust me, I understand. So far from a perfect man, but we can achieve it. You know it for certain, man, when you a working man. They always scream death is promise. I answer back, so is life. Advise you to learn your rights. Click them internal lights. Beware of the clever type. I hear what you're saying, but what are you moving like? Snake and lion don't move alike. Don't take this, you got it like it be some type of fright. I just wait till the timing right. A soldier for y'all. Come to that, ain't no variety. Righteous society. That serpent be taking them violently. That's why you should keep your sobriety. Man, I know the truth, you can't lie to me. I eat from the table, no bottom feed. Don't give me no hookup, I pay the fee. No matter the cards, just A to B. They ducking reality, claiming real. They drinking from bottles with broken seals. Them itchy palms don't mean a thing. See how tradition all in our genes? Apply what you know, then you'll understand. If it don't work, then it shouldn't stand. When it got hard, people ran. Just started waving like paper fans. Probably be known if you made a dance. Cooning for massa, hold out your can. Serial issue, they raising brands. Of those who would never give us a hand. You better man up. You gotta man up. It's time to man up. You're running out of time, young fella. You better man up. You gotta man up. It's time to man up. You're running out of time, young fella. You better man up. You gotta man up. It's time to man up. You're running out of time, young fella. It's time to man up. You gotta man up. You better man up. Cause you're running out of time, young fella. Out of time.
Shalom, y'all. It is Michael Israel, and I mean, y'all are in for a great show today. We have this is part 3 of our series, and as promised, I know. Hold on one sec. So. This is part 3 of our series, and as promised, it gets better and better. You know what I'm saying? The information coming out is more hard hitting, more to the point, more. It's on a higher level, and what you're gonna see if y'all watch episode 2 or community building step 2 with Kabir, y'all know that was on another level. Well, now we're gonna move it up another notch. We got our Ak on here, Elder Mitchell. A lot of people told me, hey, you need to get Elder Mitchell on there. You know what I'm saying? So I set it up. And as you can see, the brother, even right now, is working. He's a grinder. It's gonna probably come across in the interview. And I just want to let y'all know now that during the interview, he might be talking, and you might see his the picture go down, and that's because he's taking care of a text or something, because they're actually standing up a business. He's getting a business up and going there for his community. And he might elaborate on that. But with that said, shalom, Elder Mitchell. You have to unmute your mic, I think. There you go.
All right, blessing, shalom. Can you hear me?
It looks like you're coming across loud and clear.
Okay.
It's. I appreciate you taking the time to. Hold on one sec. Hold on one
Okay.
second. Hello. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm live.
Yeah. I get.
All right. So I appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. Um. Uh. And it was when I was out there in Straightway, it was an honor. Some of the stuff you said, people had told me for a while. They're like, "Man, you got to talk to Elder Mitchell. You got to talk to Elder
Yes,
Mitchell." And
sir.
then we kind of had that. I, uh, when I was coming back to Pastor Dow's house, you kind of walked past, introduced yourself, and said a couple things, and I was like, we were hooked in talking after that. Um,
Yeah.
but so what I'm gonna do, though, I'm gonna just let you introduce yourself and tell the people a little about yourself, and then we'll just move on from there. So I'll hand it over to you.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah. So shalom, shalom. Melda Mitchell. I am currently an elder over an assembly in Kentucky, which is north of Straightway in Tennessee. And we didn't always start out in Kentucky. We actually started in Texas. And so I was living in Houston, Texas at the time. I came across the ministry years and years ago, probably late 2010, early 2011. Made myself known, been a part of the ministry ever since. Um, the assembly down there in Houston, Texas grew and grew and grew over a period of time. People would always show up and they would say, "Where's the community?" Because they would hear Pastor Dow and they would see Straightway videos through his channel, and whenever they would get linked up with us, because we was with Straightway, I would tell them all the time, like, "Hey, we have no community just yet. It's all about building relationships. There's no sense in starting a community with people you don't know, because the Bible tells us to know them who you labor among." So um, we were all about building relationships first. The people who I currently live on the community with right now, I knew from 2011 till 2018 when I moved in with them on the community out here in Kentucky. So that's what, 7 years, 6 years, something like that. There's a few other brothers that I knew for like maybe 2 years, and I actually moved in one home with them um, after 2 years of knowing them. So it was all about building that rapport, that camaraderie, that morale with them. Uh, they know me, I know them, and then we linked up, moved in together, and started to do this community thing. Initially, it was just all about being a part of the ministry, excited to, know about, how it is they function, how they live. It's one thing to know the word, have the head knowledge. Uh, but when I heard Pastor Dow, man, mind you, when I first heard Pastor Dow, or when I heard Straightway, period, anybody from Straightway talking, I couldn't stand it at first. Honestly, I didn't. But I believe that the Holy Spirit, man, it just continued to pull at me. Even when I would make statements like, "I'm not gonna watch them no more. I'm not gonna listen to them no more." For some reason, there wasn't nobody else to listen to, honestly. And the Holy Spirit just kept pulling me back, just kept pulling me back to listen to Pastor Dow's videos, anybody that was associated with the ministry videos, and I became part of Straightway. And then we want to start living communal, or actually build our own community. And Pastor Dow, mind you, I'm make this statement. Pastor Dow or none of the elders have never told me what to do concerning having a community. I've only listened and I watched. That's it. I've only listened and watched. And just by that, I took the steps in order to get the group that I was over in Houston, Texas, and really just in Texas, period, to go in that direction. And honestly, man, you got to have people that you can trust, people that you can trust in, that they can trust in you. But man, there's just so much to say when it comes to that.
Hey,
But go ahead.
so because we're gonna hit on that later. We're gonna come into more of that.
Okay.
But keeping with the topic of the show, I wanted something you said that really, I was like, whoa. I was like,
Okay.
really drove home the point of community because I think a lot of people don't really understand how fragile the society or the
Okay. I know
society
where you're
they
going.
trust in, how fragile it really is. Well, Elder
Yeah.
Mitchell lives in Texas. He used to live in Texas in Houston.
Yeah.
So he experienced stuff with natural disasters like Katrina and all the fallout, all the people coming over there, and then
Yeah.
coming hurricanes. So if you could talk about that experience,
Okay.
man, and that was
Okay.
very interesting. Go ahead.
Okay. So back in 2000, so mind you, this is before I even started keeping the Torah, being part of any group. Some of it was, and some of it was after. So I'm gonna just show you the differences. So before, in 2005 or so, you had the whole Katrina fiasco. You know, you had Katrina come to New Orleans. You had the people come over from New Orleans, and you really don't understand the nature of man. And Pastor Dow used to preach about this, and so this is something that he preached that resonated with me because I actually went through it already. So in 2005, you had Katrina. A lot of people from New Orleans, they came over. They were like in downtown, and they put them up in like an Astrodome, and basically they were like in FEMA stuff or whatever, FEMA camps and stuff like that, and they were caged in like animals. And then we had another hurricane that was coming, and it was called Rita. Well, pretty much everybody in Houston ran because we saw what happened with Katrina in New Orleans. So because of that, everybody got afraid and they took off. Well, when that happened, you're talking about gridlock traffic, 24 hours in traffic. You only went 10, 15 miles. You know what I'm saying? You taking 24 hours to get to your destination, which is like really 3, 4 hours away. It's like 250 miles away. And it's taking you upwards of 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours to get there. Well, as we were heading up to Dallas, me and my brother, we took back roads. We know Texas pretty well, so we took back roads or whatever, and we left at a good time. So it took us 8 hours to get there. But en route, you seen people pulling out guns on one another. You see what I'm saying? People have no law to govern them. When things like this go down, and nobody's prepared. No one has. When you live an everyday life, you go to work, you go make your weekly grocery list or whatever the case may be, and you go on out on the weekends, and you're doing whatever. You're going along just like everybody else. You're in the rat race. Um, you're not preparing. You're not putting anything away. You're not thinking for the future. Nothing. So when that day came, you had people pulling out guns on one another for fuel, for gas, for diesel. You had people looting, stealing, robbing, raping, women. You see what I'm saying? And when you're in a situation like that, there is no 911. There is no you picking up the phone calling 911 for somebody to come and save you, because guess what? That police officer is in the same predicament as you. He has a family too. More likely lives in that same city that's trying to get out, just like you. So it's a situation in a world without rule of law, if you will. And so if you're not prepared and you're not in a place which has already been prepared for you to hunker down in, or bunker down in, if you will. If you don't know how to start a fire, if you don't have a go bag or a bug out bag ready, if you don't have a place prepared, if you don't have mutual assistance groups, or if you don't have other brothers and sisters that believe like you do in another geographical location that you can go to, this is you're going to be your predicament. 2008 came up. They had another hurricane called Ike. That one hit pretty hard. It was my mother's home, or pretty much my apartment, and many people around my mother's home was without power for almost a week. I would say my mother had power, but the neighbors didn't have power. So it was like a tree fell and hit a power line after the hurricane, and pretty much the whole block was out. It was my mother and like maybe 4 of the homes that had power. And so when I came from out of town, me and my brother, I had got my first gun. and and that mind you, this is before the faith now, before I got into the walk. And so I show back up, and I look, and it was nighttime. And I looked at her and I said, "What are your lights doing on?" And she said, "Oh, we got lights. We just chilling." I'm like, Turn turn this lights off. Do you hear them generators running out there? Do you hear them generators running?" What's gonna happen when they run out of gas? You see what I'm saying? What's gonna happen when they run out of gas? What's gonna happen when they run out of food? What's gonna happen when they run out of diesel? What happens when them babies are crying and screaming because they're hot? What's gonna happen when the women are whining and fussing because they're hot? They're gonna come to where you got power. They're gonna come to where you have AC run. They're gonna come to where they think you got food. You still have a refrigerator running. You still have a freezer that's been running. They're gonna come and try to loot from you. That's what they're gonna try to do. So everybody, most of the men had went to work, and I had my first gun that I ever bought was a little 38. And I'm in the back laying down, and I had the front door locked, and it was a glass screen door. My grandmother was in a wheelchair, so she was sitting in the living room and propped up, and somebody came banging on the door, and my aunt runs to the door, and I hear these men talking real rough and tough. I hear them talking real rough. So I go to the front door, and she never unlocked the screen door. So these suckers they hadn't busted the window or nothing. They're demanding food. They're demanding ice. They're demanding water. Telling her to open it up. So I roll up and I just brandished my firearm, and it got them to back away. So all that showed me how that mind would work in a situation when the power goes out. There's no lights, no running water. You see what I'm saying? No AC, no lights. This is the heart of man. Definitely gets very wicked.
And
Now,
that
based on this,
and
go ahead.
that was just for that was a week, right? How many
Yeah,
days?
that was just 1 week.
That was just
Yeah.
one damn week, y'all.
And
And
people couldn't get their vehicles to the gas. People were pushing their cars to the gas station, and they had long lines, talking about mile long lines to get fuel because you had all these fuel stations that ran out of fuel. And guess what? If the lights are off, them pumps ain't running. You
they
see what I'm
ain't
saying?
working.
But I wanted to hit on one other thing.
Go ahead, bring
So
it out.
so I didn't move up to Kentucky to the land that we created. Well, not created, but the land that we purchased. We didn't move there till 2018. So I was in Houston, Texas for Harvey. And when I was there for Harvey, guess what? I'm in the faith now. We were actually living communal. So I had took a group of men. It was 4 families, including my own, living in one roof. And after listening to the ministry and me having a prep of mind anyway, guess what I did? I had a generator. I had 80 to 70 gallons of fuel for my generator to run. I had 2 deep freezers. I had 2 refrigerators. I had over 100 gallons of water put away in a closet. Um, and so guess what? When the hurricane hit for Harvey, we chose not to leave because they made it seem like it wasn't going to do much. Well, Harvey hit hard. And they started opening up levees in Houston, and everybody's house was being flooded out. Guess what people started doing? Looting, robbing, stealing, raping. Guess what? If you would have came to my crib trying to do that shit, had 4 armed men, shotguns, handguns, rifles, whatever. And we had a generator running. And then we had some sisters, single sisters. They was about maybe 4 or 5 single sisters. They were like maybe 2 or 3 blocks away from us. The waters was up to our waist. We were walking. We walked in a foot to 3 feet of water just to go get them out of their house because their house was starting to flood out. We went and got them, and we took them off of a boat because the FEMA people, National Guard, were trying to take them away to put them in downtown somewhere, some shelter. We walked over there because they in the faith with us. They was in the ministry. They was in the assembly. We went over there and walked and got them and brought them to the house. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And we had no power for over a week. It was about 6 days, I think, 6, 7 days. We was without power. But every day during the day, we ran that generator, kept the refrigerators cool, kept the freezers cool, and we had a hot meal every single day. And we watched the news. That's what we did. And then at night, we shut the generator down so we could listen, so we could hear, because people in the neighborhood were doing what? Robbing, stealing, rape. I don't know what they was doing, but they was out there. You feel me?
Right.
And so all 4 men stayed downstairs, and we took shifts. 2 of us would stay up, 2 of us would go to sleep. We sleep for 4 hours. We wake up. 2 of us, the other 2 would go to sleep. So we took shifts, and then we just was on watch with our guns ready to protect all the women and children that was upstairs sleeping. Nobody was gonna come and get what we had. And
Right.
then we didn't run the generator. We didn't run the generator at night so that we wouldn't give away what we had. You see what I'm saying?
And
And now, mind you,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
chime in and see. You
Go ahead.
see if these homosexual pastors will do that. Your homosexual pastor will be
Nah.
gone. He will be gone.
Mm-hmm.
He not gonna tell you nothing. He gonna tell you, oh, you don't need no gun and all this stuff. But look, what this brother talking is straight book. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but
up.
the simple pass on and are punished. And in
They
Proverbs
perish,
27:12, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple. So just check out Proverbs 22:3 and Proverbs 27:12. And it's go ahead, Op.
Yeah. So I was just gonna finish up with this. So, and I had worldly neighbors, not my neighbor, not my brother. You see what I'm saying? But I had worldly neighbors, the heathen. I had them, and I warned all of them before this thing even popped off. I said, "Y'all stand?" They said, "Yeah, we stand." I said, "Hey man, y'all need to go fill up some tanks with gas. Y'all got generators?" They said, "Yeah, that's all right, cool." Because you know what? When they came knocking at my door, they ain't getting it.
Right.
They're not, because I'm telling them. So remember the story of the five foolish and the renewed covenant?
Right.
The five foolish and the five foolish and the five wise wives. You see what I'm saying? They were betrothed unto the king, right? And the wise had enough oil. And the foolish didn't have enough oil. They didn't keep their lamp full of oil. And so when the time came and the bridegroom came, they said, "Hey, can we have some of your oil?" They said, "Nah, go and buy your own." You see what I'm saying? So the thing is to use wisdom. Don't use this logic of, oh well, when that day comes, y'all gonna say, that's dumb. That's stupid. You still have to put forth action. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't understand that type of mindset. So anyway, so that's kind of the basis of really what can happen. And because we were living communal, even in the city, starting out, look at what we had. We were able to survive. We were able to stick together. And you know what governed us? That book. That book governed us. No one was fighting for food. No one was getting ignorant because everybody reverenced the law. Everybody reverenced the book. You see what I'm saying? Now, whenever in a world without rule, without law, and you so worried about mama and daddy and sister and brother and all this and that, and they don't follow that book, they ain't got nothing that governs them. Ain't nothing gonna stop them from just taking from you. The heart of man wax cold real quick. And Pastor likes to use the statement when that belly hitting that spine. You see what I'm saying? When you get hungry and them children crying, because they won't, because children, they don't know what to do. They just know they're hungry and they're going to whine and cry. They're going to pull at your heartstrings and you're going to do whatever you got to do. And I've talked to men before that said, if I run out of what I need, I'm coming to take. They told me that straight up, told me that they would even come to my house and take. You know what I'm saying? So I understand the psyche of some men out there and what lengths they'll really go to survive.
And
You know?
and the thing is, this is your so-called neighbor. What I just say is the heathen that live across the street or whatever. That's not governed by any type of moral law, man. And
so
like I said, they could come over here. They come over here and take. They're gonna take some of these rounds. That's all they're gonna get.
There you go. But hence, therefore, why not live set apart? Why not go out there and have your own community where you can have a flock of y'all? I'm talking like 20 something people. Right now, I got 7 men on the community right now. We got about 12 people on the adults on the community right now up here in Kentucky, and we're soon to get 5, 7 more. So we're going to have 19 adults with children on the community within the next 2 years. Y'all willing? You see what I'm saying? So it's going to be a fair, and we're all going to be in one heart, one mind, one body, one spirit, protecting that land right there. You see what I'm saying? And building it up, and all our resources are going to go towards building it up. So if you want to move on, I was going to move on to pretty much how we got started.
Yeah, real fast. I want to conclude on what he's saying there. So for a lot of these people, they have because Pastor Dow told me a story about some pastor in New Orleans when Katrina hit. When the storm was approaching, he got on his plane, flew off somewhere, and then after everything, all that hell had transpired, he flew back in once his church got back up and running, and had the nerve to get up there on the podium or whatever the thing is and talk about some, man, we've really been through a lot, ain't we? and his ass was off somewhere else. This everybody asking, oh, why y'all passing down this straightway that Michael? Why you so big on straightway this, that, and the other? Cause ain't nobody else doing nothing, dude. Nobody telling you nothing. They selling you wolf tickets. They just look at that. And my internet thing would mess up. But it's recording, so we good. It's all good. But anyway, they sell it. They lying. They ain't telling you nothing, man. They're not prudent. They're not telling you to prepare for nothing. They selling wishful thinking Disney World doctrine. And this dude dealing in reality. But we're gonna move forward. We're gonna Elder Mitchell talk about if you could, financially and how you got those people that you led, because he is a leader. But he's going to show you, you're going to hear what leading is when you hear this brother, because he leads by serving. He serves the people that he's tasked to lead. So I'll hand that over to you again, Elder Mitchell.
Okay, yes, sir. So pretty much how can you hear me? You hear
Yep.
me all right? Okay, cool. So pretty much how it started was, it was 2015, and mind you, we doing nothing but fellowshipping, right, for all these many years. So from really 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 4 years that went by, all we've been doing is fellowship, fellowship, fellowship. And we're trying to save money, but everybody's we're saving in our own individual homes. So I got rent, my brother got rent, Deacon Gorman had rent, brother Desmond had rent, brother Terrence had rent. Everybody got rent, right? But we're all trying to put into this one pot. How much money are we really saving? You see what I'm saying? So, and then some brothers had debt, and they're moving at a snail's pace, getting out of that. And once again, I listened, I heard, and I watched. And Pastor Dow spoke about what he did. So I asked a few questions here and there, or whatever, to Pastor, but not a whole lot, just because he says so much that I just listened. So I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna go his route. So I told the brothers, I said, you know what? I said, we ought to move in together. And they said, okay, all right, that's what's up. And so me, my brother, Greg, and Deacon Gorman was going to move in together. But I had two young brothers. Well, I had one young brother very interested. His name's Brother Desmond. And he asked me, why aren't we doing it? I said, we are. You just don't know. We're just preparing to do it. But when he showed interest, I brought him on the team. And he had debt. My brother Greg had debt. And I said, you know what? And mind you, I was making over 80, 90K a year. My brother Greg was making same thing, 80K a year. Des was he had a 4-year degree. He had just started working, so he was coming up with his pay. Brother Terrence coming up with his pay. Deacon Gorman was making over 70 a year. So all of us, we had money. You know what I'm saying? We degreed up, I got money, no big deal. So we knew it was going to be a sacrifice in order to get to what we really wanted to be. If we wanted, we desired to have something like what Straightway have. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere where I could let my children run free, and my children can be watched by other women and men that think like me, that keeps the law like I do, that understands the Torah like I do, that believes like I do, that has the same morals as I do. So the way to do that, let's get on the fast pace of saving this bread, man. Because as the word say, money solves all things, right? So uh, I wasn't in any debt, and I made almost, like I said, 80 to 90K a year at the time. So I said, hey, y'all move in with me. Don't worry about your debt. Pay your debt. I got you. So I paid everything. I paid the rent. I paid the food. Uh, I paid every bill there was. Anything to do with the home, I paid for. I bought all the food. They didn't have to worry about nothing. Some people will call that freeload. No, I love my brothers. I trust in them. Pay your debts off. You see what I'm saying? Once you pay your debt off, guess what we're gonna do with that money you've been throwing at that debt? You're gonna put it in my hand. That's what we're gonna do, because at the end of the day, you have to have somebody leading the charge. And mind you, so I took the first step in sacrificing, because I wasn't saving money for me and my family alone no more. I was paying all the bills for everybody, so that way they can get out of debt and get free, in order so that way we can give together in one pot. And so people ask why Pastor said, Pastor Dow was talking the way he was at the conference by saying, who do you trust in your area? Who do you trust? Who can you trust? You see what I'm saying? When you look back at, MLK, or you look back at Malcolm X, where the people trusted in these men. You see what I'm saying? Uh, so because they're looking at their walk. I like the words you use, they footprint. So people see my footprint. People, the brothers down there, seeing how I walk. They saw how I dealt, and they said, okay, bet. So at first they started giving me the money once they got out of debt. Took them like 2, 3 months. They was out of debt. So now all of a sudden they give me money. And you know what I started doing to boost morale? I made sure I gave them a weekly update. Every week came by and a brother gave me $1,200 or $800, $3,000. Guess what I did? Every Sabbath we sit around the brothers and I give a debriefing on our progress. And I say, man, we got $5,400 already. Another week went by something. Hey man, we already at $17,000. Another week went by. Hey man, a month went by. I say, hey man, we got $46,000. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. And what does that do? That charges the people up. But they also see that Elder Mitchell Knight abusing that money. He's truly hanging on to it, just like the word say. They laid everything down at the apostles' feet, and everybody had what they had need of. You see what I'm saying? And the funds would disperse as they had need, so no one lacked. So that's the model we followed. And within not even a year went by, we had over $100,000.
Hmm.
Within a year, man, over not even a year went by, we had over $100,000, man. And we went out and we bought 85 acres. And the plan was, look, Passover's coming up. We're gonna take off of work for 2 weeks. We're gonna drive around. You see what I'm saying? Within a 6-hour radius of Straightway, Tennessee, we're gonna find acreage. That was the plan to get close on this side. We were so far away, we want to be close. So, and every day that we was here, we drove around looking at land. I'm talking about stanky, sweaty, and everything. At the end of the day, we found a campground, set up a tent, and tented out every day. And woke up the next day, did it all over again, looking for land, going all over the place. Took us 1 week, and we found that 85 acres that we bought. And then once we bought it, guess what? We went right back to Texas, kept working, bought a diesel truck because you need a truck, or like a farm truck. So we bought a diesel truck. We saved up, and that was like 20, maybe let's say 25,000 total after we did the maintenance on everything. Then we saved up more money, bought a mobile home, saved up more money, installed a septic system, saved up more money, installed a road, saved up more money, our electric system. You see what I'm saying? Then once everything got set up, we moved Deacon Gorman out there, and he started living there first with another brother, and now we funneling people up there. You see what I'm saying? But nobody keeps their money. Everybody's like, hey, they hit me up, and hey man, I got paid this much. I got these bills, man. I'll be like, hey man, keep that amount. Hey, give this amount. We need it for to build a deck. Hey, we need that amount to build the garden. And they give as needed. You see what I'm saying? And really they give all. And I give back to them as needed. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But it takes a trust factor. It takes a contentment about the people to be there. And you will be tested and tried in mind. But see, nobody worries about what I'm doing with the money because they've already seen, like you would say, my footprint. They seen that they gave all their money, right?
And
And they
and
see that,
and real
man.
fast, talk on the fact that you, like when you watch people's footwork, how you the, you got folks who make excuses and folks who no matter what the hell happened, they coming through. They're gonna come through. They're gonna get it done. Speak on that a little bit.
Okay, so you got some people that just got it. Some people, and I hate to use the word, but I like people that got that dog in them. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna
Right.
get out there and get after it, hold it
Right.
down. That's me. That's my mentality. So, to me, if you got reservations, stay where you at. I don't want to deal with you. You see what I'm saying? That actually happened. There was a brother I was gonna move into the home when we was gonna stack up all this bread, and I could discern his spirit that he really wasn't with it. You see what I'm saying? At that time, I said, "Hey man, let me holler at you real quick." I brought him into the room and I said, "You ain't coming." And he was just like, he was kind of taken aback, like, "Huh?" Like, "Yeah, you ain't coming." You know what I'm saying? Because I could discern you not with it, and I don't want to force nobody to do it that don't want to do it. I need people that's gonna be on the team that's about that action. If you're not about that action, you want these people, no man gonna be over me, blah 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 blah, man, and have fun with that shit, man. Go somewhere else with that. We don't need you. You're just gonna get in the way. And then we've had people that didn't want to do it, and then they watched it happen before their eyes. They watched 2 years go by, and they seen what we did. They seen what we accomplished in 2 years, fellowshipping with us, but they didn't want to get with the program from the beginning. 2 years go by, now they want to get with the program. Now they want to get jumped in. You see what I'm saying? Now they want to be down. Now they want to be within the assembly. Now they want to move to the community. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Where was you at when all the other brothers were sacrificing? You see what I'm saying? While we were sacrificing, you were still out there doing what you want to do, when you wanted to do it, however you wanted to do. You see what I'm saying? So we ain't. I'm just not down. And the folks that make excuses, they're leeches. They will drain your energy. They will be vexing. they will be spiritually draining on you. So it's best to be of the same mind. The Bible talks about being of the same mind. All through Paul's epistles, he talked about being of the same mind. You see what I'm saying? Serving the same purpose, carrying on the affairs of others greater than your own. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
This is a selfless walk. You cannot be a selfish person and do this. You can't do it. You cannot be a selfish person and get this done. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen whatsoever at all. Still to this day, right now, I'm still selfless. You see what I'm saying? All my proceeds. All right, let's say for instance, I don't mind putting my business out there, but let's say I'm just gonna I made like over 5,000 a month, right? Every time I guess what? I opened up a shared account with another brother, right? And I got him just on the land working. I still got my job when I moved up here. I'm working remotely. You know what I'm saying? Because I worked in an engineer job, and so all I needed was a computer to work. And I would get paid that $2,500. And guess what? He had access to that money. And you know what I did? I said, "Hey, bro, go to Lowe's or Home Depot, go to this lumber yard, or go to the electric shop or whatever. I need you to pick up all these tools right here." I said, because we built an extension, a room extension for our two brothers that was up here working before we got here. They kind of paved the way and they helped take care of the same when they first got here. We moved in from Texas ahead of us. They had two jobs. They both got jobs, made some money. So when I sent the first people up here living out now with their money, they kept what they needed and they gave the rest to support them, and we built a room for them. So he was spending the whole 2,500. I'm sitting at work. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of sacrifice that's needed. And we eat in common unity. You see what I'm saying? We grow food and we buy a little bit of groceries that we have to put with the food that we grow, and it doesn't hurt. We don't feel that sting. You see what I'm saying? This is the healthiest I've ever eaten. You see what I'm saying? In my life, being out in the country, it really has been. I'm eating fresh herbs of the field. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm eating fresh eggs. We butchering our own chicken, eating chicken. You see what I'm saying? We're eating our own green beans. We're eating our own vegetables.
Right.
We're growing our own herbs and making teas. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. You know what I mean? So that's what we did early on to get that money up, and that's just kind of a summary to get to that point. But really, like I said, it takes you cannot be selfish in this. You have to be selfless in this. Really, you have to be in order to get it done. You
And
can't be
and
about me, myself, and I.
and two. So another thing I want you to go in is the importance of the women being in order with the book. Okay. I was talking to her yesterday, and he made a real heavy point that I didn't even realize. It tells the woman to submit to the man. It doesn't tell the man to make the woman submit. The woman has to, by choice, get her mind right and obey that word and get in order. Because I watch a lot of women just screw up ministries because they ain't nobody coming at them and they out of order. So hit on that a little bit if you could.
Well, the women in the ministry that
Hey,
I'm a
hey,
part of,
Elder,
Straightway,
hold
the
on one
women are,
sec. Hold on.
yeah,
Elder Mitchell, what you gonna have to
yeah,
do, because your phone's lagging, you have to just turn your video off and just talk so we hear your audio so it'll stop lagging. Now say something.
okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, so we'll do it like
Okay.
that. Go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. So in the ministry that I'm a part of in Straightway, the women are in order. All right, the women are in order. So they by choice want to submit. They by choice because of what that book say. You know, they choose rather to be in their place. Because why make it so difficult? Women have never been chose to lead a country, to lead a civilization per se. You see what I'm saying? To lead troops into war. You see what I'm saying? There's no sense in them being burdened with the stress of making all these important decisions on a day-to-day basis. They are chosen. They're there to be help meets. You are there to help me meet my goal. You know what I'm saying? To help me meet um, what is required of the Father by me. You know what I'm saying? So the sisters, it only works if the sisters are 110% behind their husband and behind the assembly, if you will. They also have to think just like the men. They have to be assimilated in to what exactly that we're doing. And The women don't go without. All they have to do is just let it be known what they need and what they desire. We had a single sister, let's say for instance. We moved her from California to Houston, Texas to live with us, right? She'd been a part of mission for years. And the fellowship there had all but dissipated. There was really no one else there for her to fellowship with. So we took her on, brought her to Houston, and it was a task at first. She had two children. She was a single mother. So we would help raising these children and dealing with her at the same time. And it took her some time to assimilate into how we function. But she desired to just get with the program. She desired to just be with us. She had all her needs taken care of. We even gave her a vehicle. You see what I'm saying? To get back and forth to work. She paid off her debt. We took her off the job. We put her on the community to where she can raise her children and homeschool her children. You see what I'm saying? And all it takes is one to destroy much good. And these women, they would turn a whole house upside down. You see what I'm saying? And so what we do is we cut the snake, we cut the snake's head off. You see what I'm saying? We don't give an inch. And so if there's a woman that is trying to be righteous, and she's trying to cause some type of ruckus, or she don't want to get with the program, and she's trying to spread her poison, we push the women. You see what I'm saying? You don't entertain that nonsense. You want to give these people that have that kind of spirit no place to go within the assembly. And if they have no place to go within the assembly, no one's entertaining that speech, no one's entertaining that her behavior, no one's entertaining her getting with her and agreeing with her. See, the agreement is what it's all about. See what I'm saying? If they're in agreement, then guess what? That they have something to latch on to. And if they have something to latch on to, they're gonna continue that bad attitude. Me, I'm of the opinion and I'm of the notion. This is how I roll. I want to bring you as close as I can to me, or I want to push you away. That's me. Either you're gonna be close to me, or you're not gonna be with it at all. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but mind you, I let everybody know up front what it is. Everybody, I let them know from jump. This is how we roll. This is what we do. And I'm telling you this so that you know what you're walking into.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that and then guess what? If you ain't with it, then hey, the door, like Pastor Dow would say, that gate swing both ways.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You,
Right.
you by all means you go. You don't have to come here. Just like Pastor said, even if somebody wants to do it a different way in another location, by all means, hold it down. But we will say this: this is the only model that any of us know of that has worked the way we do it.
Now, if you could also, because we got to talk about the most important aspect of making this whole entire thing work, having your spirit right, not being
Oh yeah.
demonically possessed or oppressed and all that. Speak on that a little bit if you could.
Okay. So once again, this goes back to one heart, one mind, one body, one spirit. And I must say this before I go into that. It a lot is on the leader. I'm gonna say that because that the leader of you got to have a leader. People can say what they want. Oh, we just all gonna be brothers and we all gonna be sisters and no one's in charge and no one's the head. Okay, go ahead and do that. And see how far that gets you. You can do that if you want. But if you look in that word, there's always been somebody leading the show. There's only one time that you can read where no man on this earth was leading, and that was prior to Mount Sinai, if you will. And even at that, the Most High sent Moses to lead the people. You feel me? But um, well, don't take that back. I'm sorry. Whenever Samuel, I'm sorry, when you get there, and the people wanted a king, right?
Right.
So ever since that point in time, there's always been a man leading the people. At the end of the day, it's always been that. Or you had priests. You see what I'm saying? You had different areas. You had a priest, you had a king. You see what I'm saying? You had a prophet. You got to have men in different areas that's leading something. You got to have a leader. And the reason why I'm bringing up a leader aspect is because whatever that leader is pushing in that area or over that assembly, it will be seen. You see what I'm saying? Or it would not be seen. Pastor Dow likes to make the statement that you will only go as far as your leader goes.
Mm.
So you see what I'm saying? So if the leader is not pushing sobriety, if he's not pushing us being in order, if he's not pushing behavior, if he's not talking about being a glutton, everybody gonna be fat. If he don't talk about the speech, the tongue, lying, tail bearing, things of that nature, the people gonna be lying and tail bearing in their speech. You know what I'm saying? If he doesn't talk about how they should care themselves, they're gonna care themselves however they want. If they don't, if the leader won't check the people, then people just gonna do that which is right now on eyes. And the reason why I say that is because when I first started leading the assembly, I didn't want to be a leader. So you know what I would do? People would come over to the house to fellowship, And I was like, "Hey, what y'all want to do?" It was all about, hey guys, we're doing this together, guys, and hey guys, what do y'all think? And I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? As long as I was doing that, our assembly was in shambles. Our assembly did not get in order until I got in order. It did not happen until I got in order. All right. So let's move on to the spirit. The people have to get behind the spirit of that leader. You see what I'm saying? So, because somebody has to take the charge, because you have to lead by example. It's kind of like the finances. Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody on the community where I'm at, I'm pretty sure no one has an issue giving me money. Nobody has issues putting me over something because they already know how I get down. You see what I'm saying? They see the footwork already. They already see how I walk. They already entrusted me in one area. Because when the Father sets you up as the head of something, you're being entrusted. It's a lot of trust that people have in you. And when you cross them people, the Father got something coming for you. You see what I'm saying? So everybody wants to know who keeps the. Go ahead.
Right. I got it
Go ahead.
real fast and to hit on what this brother just said because it's real heavy. The people give him money because out of trust because they saw fruit. But most of these other people give a pastor money out of manipulation. Understand the difference.
Yeah.
You know, if you're
Yeah.
listening to Elder Mitchell in a year's time, you kind of gauge that you're going to be somewhere totally different. Under your ministry or
Yeah.
whatever the hell you're
So.
out there
Hmm.
doing, and you giving somebody money
Yeah.
and following somebody, really think about it. Where are you going to be at next year? Same damn place. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Elder.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like pass it out. You see what the money goes to. You see, man. When I first showed up at Straightway, man, there was not a pavilion. There was not a deck. There was not a gym there. There wasn't a guest room up there. There wasn't an extension of that tabernacle there. The two homes on the back, on the home that you stayed in, that home was being built when I showed up. You see what I'm saying? Uh, there have been storage buildings. There have been the guards, the raised beds. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's so much that was not there before. Pastor Dow has given to other assemblies. You see what I'm saying? To help build up those assemblies, if you will. You see what I'm saying? And so once again, like you just said, fruit. So they saw the fruit. So right now, another thing, the spirit. So let me go back to spirit. I'm sorry. So they have to get behind the spirit of that leader and what's being pushed. You see what I'm saying? Now people may say, well, I got to get behind the spirit of a leader. We're supposed to get behind the spirit of Yah. I understand all that, but the only reason why you got behind it is because he was after the spirit of Yah. You see what I'm saying? And because we're trying to create a community where we keep the Torah and the commandments. Let's just look at the 10 Commandments. You got 60% is towards your brother and your sister. Now, if you only meet up on Sabbaths to fellowship, how often are you really putting that even in action? You see what I'm saying? You can't even be tempted with committed adultery if you ain't even living in the same community. See, when people look at Israel and Judah in the two kingdoms when it was set up, they lived in a landmass with the laws, rules. Right now, we live the United States of America. You live in Florida, Texas, Kentucky, Tennessee, wherever, and the heathen laws reign supreme. But on the land of straightway, on the lands in Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, in the home fellowships of the various different places like Houston, guess what? The most high laws reign supreme. So uh that's what people have to understand. So we're trying to create this, and the people understand that about the leaders. That's what we're pushing for. So uh as long as they're behind the spirit of that leader in order to see that vision through, because the word also tells us without a vision the people perish. Well, who has that vision? The leader does. You see what I'm saying? So
and
people may not
and
want
the
to,
way and
you
the way
know
you gonna know that his vision is correct is you gonna watch his footwork and make sure it line up with the book
yeah.
work.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what it is. So, but at the same time, though, let's say, friends, people still have to have a great spirit. People still have a responsibility to fast, to study, to pray, to know that book, to ask the right questions. You know what I'm saying? You may not understand something that the leader said. You may not understand something that pastor, or one of the elders said, or a deacon said, or just if you over a camp out there, or if you over a certain assembly out there. People may understand what you say. You have to be open enough to a lot of people to come to you and meet them where they are. You know what I'm saying? They may be on milk. You might be on meat. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Or they maybe you come from some previous teaching that you've heard and you're asking those questions. The idea is not to be foul in spirit. You see what I'm saying? We have to agree on something. I mean, we've been so divided that we have to be of one of mine somehow, some way. Did I agree with everything that Straightway pushed in the beginning? No, I didn't, because I didn't understand. But as I walked and as I went, I gained the understanding. I gained the comprehension as I went. So I put my foot forth in faith. I took action in faith, and over time, I got the clarity. I got the understanding. I got the comprehension. You see what I'm saying? But I knew as a young man, I was looking for somebody to lead. I really was. I was out there on YouTube, man, looking for somebody. I was listening to Morés. I was listening to rabbis. I was listening to just teachers. I was listening to various different pastors, man. I was listening to all the different groups, ISUBK, GMS, GOCC, IUIC. I listened to everybody, dude. You see what I'm saying? But I desire to be in a structured assembly, though, like where there was order. Because when I read the book, I saw order. You know what I'm saying? I saw King David say, go take a census. And you seen Joab say, man, you sure you want to do this? And he said, I told you to go take a census. You know what I'm saying? This is what I saw. Even Joab was like, well, hold on, wait a minute. He still went and did it because that's what he was told to do. And if people understand leadership is a hard position to be in. Sometimes the leader, he might be right, sometimes he may be wrong. We have tough decisions to make, even in the military. You come from the military. If you in combat and battle, the leader may say, hey, go right. You probably should have went left. Maybe a bomb exploded over there and two of y'all died. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's so the idea is we wanna look at a leader or somebody like Pastor Dow, an elder or another leader out there, like yourself and um, Dr. Howard or whoever. We want to look at these people with a fine tooth comb, but we have to comprehend, man, we are people that is coming out. We are people that are waking up, and we are trying to recreate what we know as Israel. We're trying to get back into our culture. What better way to be on one landmass where we can all do it together? That's all we're trying to say.
Right.
That's all we're trying to say.
And
So, but the spirit got to be right, and you can't be contentious, and you can't, just like the 16 that y'all will hate, that the Most High hates, right? In Proverbs chapter 6, right? You can't be one of them people that's trying to cause discord, division, strife, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? As long as you of a healthy spirit, you'll be good.
and the thing is when you begin living in a community, especially, I like the way they started out. The way the structure is hey, you find some like-minded people and you throw yourself in a furnace of affliction to burn the impurities off. If you got multiple families living in one house, that is it. You're gonna see your weak points real fast, and you're gonna have to humble down and deal with them. And then what, you've been through that furnace, you've been purified like gold in that fire, and then you go into the land. It's almost like biblical, and you move on the land, and you each get your own house and all that stuff. And now all those people, those first people who get on there, they're like qualified to be leaders because they've spiritually developed themselves.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like I said, it's about relationships first. That's what it's about. Developing those relationships first. That's what you want to do, because you don't just want to be like we did in Christianity, or oh, you're a Christian, I'm a Christian. Oh yeah, cool. Let's do it. No. This is, we like, once again, we are people that's coming out. So we have a lot of stuff that's in us. You see
Right,
what I'm saying? Oh, we have a lot of old doctrine in us. We have other movements which we're in that's still in us. We have other preconceived notions that are still in us. Um, we judge wrong. You see what I'm saying? We think wrong. We're very opinionated. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we need to do like the Messiah said, man. We got to remove that log out of our eye. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Before we move the speck out. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It really is, man. But it's beautiful, and I'm happy that I'm at the place where I'm at. And guess what? Now it's time to take the assembly to a whole new level. You see what I'm saying? We've worked very hard to do what we've done. You know what I'm saying? Literally, nobody in the assembly I'm over, no, nobody has given nothing to what we've done. I mean, we saved up all the money, did all the. Now, Pastor, he did a great thing. I even made a video on it. He came and blessed us. He built our shed.
Wow.
So, how many pastors out there who will do that? Pastor say, I'm proud of you. He proud of us of what we accomplished. You know what I'm saying? He's proud of us. And he said, hey, I'm gonna come down there. And he came and built us a shed with the brother in Tennessee. Came and built us a shed, and then came and visited another time and bought a few items that he saw. that was missing that we needed. He saw a need and he fulfilled those needs at that time. But
and and
you
and
know, go ahead.
and real fast, a lot of people are like, oh, why y'all keep saying straight way, pass it down, straight way, pass it down, dude. As you do, like a lot, as you come out of your emotions and you actually look into something like the Bible tells you
Hmm.
to, don't just look at the surface, but you actually
Yeah,
get on the inside. Because what I did, I began to look on the outside. I was like, I see something there. I was like, let me look a little further. I was like,
yeah,
whoa, I see more. I was like, let me go all the way in there.
hmm,
Damn.
yep,
You
yep,
see what I'm saying? I was like, this is like a jewel in the field. You see what I'm saying? And
yeah, yeah.
folks still
Eh,
sitting there in their emotions. Nah, I don't like him. I don't like him.
well,
Bye.
they cannot like him all they want. It really doesn't matter to us. We don't care.
I don't care either.
It makes no difference to us. At the end of the day, you're gonna still be sitting in the same spot. And mind you, he's not even calling everybody to come straight away. He already said that. I mean, how clear can he get? Who can you trust in your area? You see what I'm saying?
And
Who can you
hey, and
trust?
real talk, I've seen people so full of whatever the hell they full of demons and pride. They hear that and they can't even discern what's in them. Why they don't even want to look at it and learn from it and just do it themselves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Awesome. Beautiful.
But
Beautiful, beautiful, man.
Elder Mitchell, man, it's like, hey, look, this shows you how airtight this dude is. It ain't even an hour, and all I'm
Yeah,
seeing in the comments is, who is he? How I get in contact with him? Who is this guy?
yeah.
I want to be a part. Folks. No, hey, they hear there's a big ear for this truth. So Elder
I'm
Mitchell,
telling
go
you,
ahead and
man.
tell them how to what they need to do.
If you want to get in contact with the ministry, period, you can call it down. This is how we get down. Because, like I said, this ministry is of order. People need to understand that. A lot of people don't like accountability. You see what I'm saying? But we vet you. When I was in Houston, I decided if you came or you did not come. You see what I'm saying? I met up with people and listen to how they talk, and I was like, all right, brother, hey, look, keep listening for another 3 months. And then you can get. Then you call me back and we'll talk again because I could hear, oh, I don't like this, I could hear that. No, we're supposed to be of one mind. The Bible don't speak about I don't like this, da 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 da. When you watch us and you hear us and you hear how we talk and how we teach and how we preach and what we're putting out, is it truth or is it not? You see what I'm saying? Well, I don't like this part. Okay, fine. Then if you're gonna allow this one little thing, let's take something so small. Well, I believe the 400-year prophecy is us being in Mizraim, and then when we got released because it says it in the Bible. Okay, or or I believe the 400-year prophecy is from 2016 to 2019. Okay, will you allow something like that to break up your fellowship with your brother? That's what you have to ask yourself. So anyway, let me get let me move on. So what you have to do is with us, because we're people of order, is get with the ministry. In Tennessee, the number is 615-688-3025. You ask for Elder Becker, right? Leave a message. And it may take them some time to get a hold of you. You know what I'm saying? Just keep calling though. If you want to try to get a hold of me, I only do it through email. So you can email me at straightway Texas 144 at gmail.com. So that's straightway STRAITWAY Texas 144 at gmail.com. But if you're not near me, then you're not gonna be able to even meet up with me. I'm back and forth between Houston, Texas, and Kentucky. So um,
And understand, look, hey, don't come at him with
yeah,
no spit. Hey, this brother will tell you like it Ti is. Like,
yeah,
and that's why I like this dude. I know even me, he sees something off of me, he'll come power check me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But that I don't like dealing with wishy-washy, hokey pokey Hebrews. One foot in, 1 foot half out, passive aggressive, female, emaciated spirit type dudes. Like this dude is just like the rest of the dudes, and there's a lot of this folks like most of y'all probably never heard of Mitchell or seen him, but I mean, he behind the scenes. Y'all don't see him, but these is real men. They will hurt your feelings, and you'll feel a twinge inside when they tell you something, because he don't wait. He doesn't waste time, especially when he's talking. He tells you what needs to be said, and then you gotta sort through your emotions because he don't got time for
Yeah. Hallelujah. Glory to the King.
it.
But
Hey,
no,
I'm just and,
hey, but
go ahead.
oh, I was gonna tell you something else. So another important aspect of community is, Dr. Howard talked a lot about business when we were up there, right? A lot of people was up there talking about businesses and stuff. One thing that you can do once you finally come together is do business. You can actually do that then. You can create a business within your assembly to actually start, making your assembly self-sufficient. So that way you don't got to go out there and work and be a W-2 wage earner. You see what I'm saying? A second class wage earner. You ain't got to go out there and do that. You can start your own business, and with the men and the women within that assembly or within that community, you can start doing business. That's what we're doing right now. I'm setting it up, and once it's done set up, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna hand it off. I'm not even gonna run it. I'm just setting it up, and once I set it up, I'm gonna hand it off, to some trusted brothers to handle business. Why go and be an elder and build? Because I like building. I like building homes. I like framing up, building homes. I want to lay some concrete. I want to go shoot some deer so we can eat. I want to do stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right,
I'm trying to make sure we can be provided for. That's my biggest thing for the saints. So I don't only think about me and my family. I think about everybody's family on the community. As well as an elder Rufus, as well as a Pastor Dow. You see what I'm saying? These are men that you've met. And a Pastor Corey. You see what I'm saying? You met all these men. When we was up there at the conference. We
right.
all think this way. We all think this way, man.
And,
All the leaders within the ministry think this way.
and that's the thing that people see. Most people can't, because they don't believe, they don't know how to be told nothing from nobody except the slavery they go to every day. But the thing is I just want to hit on some things that he said in there. Is he's willing, he's willing, he'll delegate, he's willing to delegate. But
Yeah, I don't need to be over everything. I don't need to be over everything at all. Pastor Down is man. I'm telling you, man. I trust my brethren, man. I trust them. That's what people need to understand. I trust the men that I'm with. They trust me. We love each other. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how it gets down. This ain't no thing where we're just tyrants and we the head, we the leader, and everybody serves us. No, no, no. We are the greatest servants. The leaders are, and the men are priests of their home. We don't tell these wives what to do. You see what I'm saying? They tell their own wife what to do, if you will. But even at that, guess what? The men aren't tyrants over their women. The women desire to be in a place, the men desire to be in a place, and we're working towards being in our places. You see what I'm saying? To repair the breach.
and
People
and
got to
and and,
understand. Go
and
ahead.
why, and real fast, that submission is so, it's not a burden for the women, because they actually see real men who are actually doing something, not just sitting there running their mouths. Um,
Hmm. Yeah.
I want to stress it again. No excuse making. Like me, like if I need to take a money hit to meet an obligation with somebody that's a brother in my inner circle, I'll do it. Like, it to
Yeah.
me, it's kingdom work. I'm doing something unto the Most High.
Man,
Another,
Michael, it's real.
uh,
Every brother on community where I'm at, ain't none of them in debt. None of them. I made sure they was out of debt. You know what I'm saying? I made sure they was out of debt. You're good. We paid off a sister's debt, like three brothers' debts. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I can't even count them right now. We paid off many debts, man. I'm telling you. There's nobody on debt. Nobody owes nothing. So all the money that we get coming in, we don't owe nobody nothing. You see what I'm
that
saying? And
you
even to the
and that
point,
and the trap, because the borrower is servant to the lender. That
yeah,
is the
straight up.
slavery trap.
Yeah. So nobody, we don't owe nothing. So everything, all the money we getting in, guess what we did? I'll go ahead and put it out there. We started a trucking business. Is what we did. I'll go ahead and put it out there. I ain't even put this on video yet. I was waiting. I was really holding off, but I'm gonna start making more videos. But I just been chilling lately. I've been focused on what I need to do here, and but we started a trucking business. Every bit of money that we brought in, guess what we did? We saved it. You see what I'm saying? We bought a truck, we bought a trailer, we started a business, we started our own MC, and we started running. And now we running. And I'm busy doing that right now. As I'm on the phone with you, I'm dealing with my brother that's on the road right now. He just picked up a load. Now he's gonna pick up another load. You see what I'm saying? And he's about to drive 2 days to go drop it, going back to Texas. So,
And and I want to
I'm on it.
say, I want to say this again. Everybody like, oh, we gotta. This is real heavy. And I've said
Everybody
this.
getting paid. Man. I don't want us hurting for nothing. That's me. I'm trying to make it to where we sacrificing now. So people, they need to. These adults need to get out of themselves and stop worrying about their life. You're supposed to be dead. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to be what we call born again. You're supposed to be your own life's supposed to be done away with. So why are we hanging on to your individual life? This society, this European construct which we're in, this society has taught us individuality. You see what I'm saying? We're not tribal at all. We call ourselves, oh, we Judah, we this, we that, we Ephraim, we Benjamin, we elite. I'm a Levite, but you're not tribal at all. You're not tribal whatsoever at all. So take the tribe out of your mouth, man, because you're not tribal whatsoever at all. Because you can't even sacrifice. If you study the people in the East, they sacrifice for one another. You know what I'm saying? They don't eat. There was a study in these children. What they did is the Europeans went over there and they put food in the middle, in the midst of these children, and the children didn't race over there and start just snatching and eating how they could. You know what they did? They sat down in a circle and they picked at the food, and they asked them, "Why'd you pick at the food? Why'd you guys just pick at the food? Why ain't y'all hurry up and run over there to get as much as you can?" He says, "Well, what good is it me getting everything and my brother's left without?" That's how they spoke.
Wow.
That's the kind of mindset that we gotta have, man. Like none of our women nor children. Look. I birthed my children. We had midwives. Guess what? I caught both my children out the womb. I didn't go to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I trusted in the Most High, and I delivered my children. I caught them on my own hands. You see what I'm saying? And I had other sisters there. Guess what? That'll take care of my wife after she had birthed the child. You see what I'm saying? And we was able to do it in the home. It was very calm. It was very calm atmosphere. She didn't have to stress. She wasn't all hysterical. There wasn't no doctor breathing down on her neck, making her a fear monger. You see what I'm saying? Fear mongering her, putting fear in her. You see what I'm saying? We was able to do it together. So I know my sisters love me and my wife because they were there for her. And we just had another sister she just had a little boy on our community too. She just had a baby. Guess what? She's in purification. That woman has not even came out of that room since that baby been born, maybe one time, because the sisters are in place to take care of her, and we're watching her other two children while she's recuperating.
And
That's
she could
community.
trust them around her.
Yeah, yeah, and we're watching those other children. You see what I'm saying? And us men take the boy outside to hang out and so he could be around men because daddy ain't there 24/7, and he goes to work. And so we make sure that when his daddy's not there, that we take him outside to put a hammer in his hand. You see what I'm saying? To show him what wood is and how you put stuff together, and go throw him into the creek, and things of that nature.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's wonderful. I love it. So, but anyway, we're setting up right now to make a way to where we don't hurt for nothing. So we're sacrificing now, right, for the next generation. That's why I'm going back to what I was trying to say earlier. Man, forget this form of life, man. You see what I'm saying? I'm sacrificing right now. Am I living the way I want to right now? No. I live in one room right now with me, my wife, and my two small children are in one room. But guess what? This in the next few months, I'm gonna start building my little bungalow, and it's gonna have 3 bedrooms in it. You know what I'm saying? But it took, and I've been living communally since 2015. We have never had that before. But guess what? 2015 is 2019. By 2020, within 5 years, me and my wife will have a nice little space to where we can dwell in. We can have our own room. We can put the children in the other room, and I can have one room for guests if need be.
Would
You see what I'm saying?
would your pork chop eating bubblegum bishop do that? Hell nah. He ain't gonna give up no damn purple Cadillac for you. He gonna tell
Yeah.
you better give him more money. This is a true leader. That's what everybody's
Yeah.
so excited about. That's why what we're talking about here is shaking up the Hebrew community, because people didn't think people like this were out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's real, man. It's real. It's real, man. So
And
is there
real,
anything else you want to know?
well, I wanted to say something to the people because, dude, you've been hitting on so much, and the thing
Yeah.
is a lot of people, you got all these people that Hebrew business, Hebrew business, Hebrew business. Dude, if you don't have economics, but it take first you have to have group economics before you could have business. If the people ain't
Yeah.
got no money, and you don't, your product's gonna be too expensive, and nobody gonna be able to afford it. So what you see
Well,
him talking about
yeah.
is you got to have economics where you give your brother a job and y'all got money coming in, then have business. But you gotta,
Yeah.
folks have to come together and do group economics, live together, be able to trust
Now,
each other with
let me
money.
tell you. I want to tell you something that I witnessed growing up. I grew up in Texas, so there's a huge Hispanic culture there, and there was a family from Mexico that lived on a dead end street I grew up on, and I remember the little boy because we'd be all outside playing and stuff, and his dad would go back and forth from work every day. And one day I seen another man with him, and they was living in this one house or whatever. So it's his family and his one man that showed up going to work with the father every day, and so I didn't think nothing of it. Then next thing you know, another dude shows up. So it's two other men with this one family living in one house. Next thing you know, a woman and two children show up. So now you got two families and there's one single dude there. Next thing you know, a for rent sign went up right next door. And they had bought a new truck. That new truck went right into that next door. You see what I'm saying? So now they living in this one home, and to the right of them, this for rent sign went up, and they put their new truck over there, and they renting that now. And now they put the two people that showed up, they put them over there. And then another woman shows up. So basically, they got they're Hispanic and they brought them from Mexico and they put basically these two families into the home right next to them. And when they got done with that, another brother shows up and lives with the guy in the first home. So it was four brothers, man. And they were living together and they were putting everything together and they were buying new trucks. And what they did was they built their own homes. There's a lot in the town that I grew up in. They bought that lot. They put a black gate up around and built two big ass houses, paid for.
Wow.
And one of them knew how to do foundation work. He did the foundation work with the help of the other brothers. The other brother knew how to do plumbing. He knew how to do installation and framing. That's the part he did. Another brother knew he was an electrician, but he can also frame. And then the other brother did. He was like a roofer, so he was able to do all the roofing. You see what I'm saying? And they built their own damn home, man. Two of them. You know what I'm saying? No debt. They built it as they went. And I'm telling you, when I saw that as a little boy, I desired that. And so when I found Straightway, it was like, man, this is perfect for me. This is something I want to do.
And and
The only
and
difference is, uh-huh.
and your desire, it was straight. Book of Acts was straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was straight
Well,
biblical desire.
yeah, yeah. My desire was really this was my desire. I wanted to retire my parents. Is what I wanted to do, along with my brother, and we was gonna get some land, and we were gonna put me and his home was gonna be on it, as well as our mother and father. We're gonna put them behind us somewhere, and so that the children could see their grandparents every day. That's what we were gonna do, and put up like a little greenhouse, a little small garden, have some chickens. But I never thought that I would come into the truth one day to where now I'm doing it with complete strangers that are now becoming my family. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So and so it's a wonderful thing. But when you talked about the group economics, what I wanted to say was that's the whole point of moving in and putting in one pot. Moving in and putting in one pot. And as long as you're not if Michael, let's say I knew you, your wife, and let's say my brother Greg, and let's say Deacon Go, let's say you were down there in Houston with us. You know, I would if I love you as my brother and you love me as your brother, and we love Brother Greg as our brother, and we love Deacon Gorman as our brother, and we all love one another, and we're all looking out for one another, greater than ourselves, and we're making sure that none of us go without. Who's hurting? Who is hurting? You see what I'm saying? Who is hurting? As long as there's no selfishness within the group, nobody's hurting. And I made sure that before we started doing what we were doing. You see what I'm saying? And nobody went without. Man, I told you about a rapper, man. My homeboy, my brother Dad showed me this the other day. There's a rapper in Houston, Texas. His name is, it don't matter what his name is. He put this on IG. He talked to a Chinese woman. He asked her, man, hey, how were you guys so successful in our ghettos? And they said, well, what we do is we take like 10 Chinese families, they make an agreement. And each year they come together, they put $10,000 together, right? Not ten, they each family puts in $10,000 that whole year into one pot. That's $100,000. And throughout the year, they may take two to four different families and say, y'all do a presentation for us on a business that y'all want to do. And they need to show numbers to back up why they want to do this business, why it's going to be profitable, and things of that nature. And the group will vote and say, okay, we're going to give at the end of the year, we're going to give $100,000 to this guy right here, and everybody will agree. And then they'll help him start his, I don't know, laundromat business in the ghetto, right? Or his hair salon, or his nails and masseuse in the ghetto, or their liquor store in the ghetto, or their gas station, or whatever in the ghetto. And that same guy that started that business, guess what? He's still giving $10,000 a year, and each one of them continue to give $10,000 a year. And if it's 12 of them, that's $120,000 a year. And that's how they flourish in our own communities.
And and
You see what I'm saying?
and the thing with us, you can't
We
even
don't trust, can't
you
trust,
can't even expect your brother to give you back $5 you lend him or something.
can't trust, man. You see a brother, and I'm speaking from the point of view of us black folks. The curses are real. When you look at us, you know, we make it. We want to hold a brother down. We don't even want a brother to get where we at. Man, whenever I got to where I got, when I became very successful, what I was doing, bro, I was doing my best to put brothers on all the time. You know, I was called everything under the sun, man. Schoolboy, man, you crazy, you gonna blow yourself up, bookworm, all this other stuff. Like, why is that such a negative thing to want to be to try to build something together? You know what I mean? So when I found, like I said, when I found the truth and I saw the book, and it just all came to life for me. It all came to life for me, man. It really did. So, but I got a passion for it. I got a passion for the folks that are with me. I truly, I put out a vision of how we wanted to do it, you know. Um, and the brothers with me, man, five of them that are still down there in Houston, and even the ones that are up here in Kentucky with me now, they truly believe in it. Even the brothers that are down in Houston, they don't see home as Houston. They like, man, home is in Kentucky. It's on that 85 acres. They can't wait to get here. One of the brothers called the promised land. I got one to the promised land, And you know what they're doing right now? Every time they get paid, they're paying off their debts. Right now, we're paying off another brother's debt right now as we speak. My brother gets paid this week. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna give that brother $1,000 towards his debt.
Wow.
Yeah, straight up.
But
And this brother's
again, these are
yeah.
some no excuse making. Well, it was the this that. No, these some no excuse
No,
making
nah, man.
soldier, house in order, no big mouth, loud mouth
Nope.
monsters running their damn mouth type of brothers.
Mm-mm.
That's why this
No, our
stuff could
women,
happen.
our women are under us. Our women are under us. They don't. They. Don't get me wrong. You may have a woman that has some wisdom, and she may. My wife tells me stuff all the time. Do I take her advice all the time? No, I don't. But sometimes she may say something pretty strong, and I'll be like, man, oh, she said, all right, yeah, that was pretty good.
Right,
But at the end of the day, it doesn't take away my power as being a head or an authority or a priest in my home. It don't take no power away.
right,
I still have the ultimate decision to say, we're gonna do that. Who's making a decision? Me. I'm
exactly.
still making a decision. But so women have a huge role. They have a huge role, man, to raise up these seeds coming behind us, man. They have a huge role. But what better than to put them on a piece of land? You see what I'm saying? Where they're at peace, where the children can run around. They got to worry about them getting snatched up by some heathen in the neighborhood. You can let them run freely on the land. You can sit on the porch and just watch them play at the creek, run around, throwing balls and playing at a playground that we built. You see what I'm saying? And they just at peace. They ain't got a worry in the world. They got food, they have clothing. You know what I'm saying?
And
They
and
content.
and and the thing is, I want to make sure I drive this home because, like I said, I was out there on Straightway this weekend, living among everybody. The women, because he said the women understand their role under the man as a helpmeet, and they willfully submit to that role. Ain't no force going upside their head because all the women
Nah.
could outshoot most of y'all men that's out there watching.
Yeah, they know that word.
They know the word, and they know self defense. These women, they
Yeah.
protect their women.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So yeah, but brother Mitchell, I want, man, I noticed I didn't see nobody's nobody. Normally somebody throw a complaint or some little troll comment in there. I already expected it. I ain't see one in there, and I knew it was gonna
Okay.
be that way because, like, when I talked to you out there in Tennessee on Straightway, it was like, man, talking to you, you were just hitting me like boom, boom. That's how that truth was hitting. I had to go off
Yeah.
and sit somewhere and digest some of the stuff you had said.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to bring you on some more.
Okay.
Again, tell the people,
I will.
because people are really asking now. They want to know how to get in contact and what they need to do. Go ahead and give them that
Uh,
information again.
I mean, number one, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna say it again. Number one, you can call the dining hall and ask for Elder Becker. Phone number is 615-688-3025. Again, that's 615-688-3025. And even if it's not me that you talk to, like I say, you're near Georgia. There's Elder Rufus over there. You got elders, you have leaders, you have home fellowships scattered everywhere, man. I mean, if you're not in Tennessee, if you're not in Georgia, if you're not in Texas, Brother Greg, if you're not in near Kentucky, to get in touch with me, like there possibly may be somebody that you could talk to, uh, that's associated with us, with around, within your region, if you will. And but an email, like I said, I'm pretty busy, dude, but I'll give the email out one more time. It's straightway Texas 144 at Gmail. So straightway Texas. So STRAITWAY Texas, TEXAS 144 at gmail.com. And you may put you're gonna be sitting on the shelf. If I'll get back to you, but just give me some time. But that's why I'm telling y'all can call the dining hall, because you may not even be in a Texas area. You may not be even in the Kentucky area. So therefore, it would be best that you just you call the ministry, you know what I'm saying, at that number I gave, and you talk to Elder Becker or leave a message for him to get back to you, and then we could go from there. And not only that, man, tune into these messages, man, on Sabbath, if you can. Go back in the archives. You can go on Pastor Dow's YouTube page, and on the right hand side of his page there are featured channels, and you can go click on all those channels. There's Kabir channel over there. You got Straightway Georgia channel over there. You have Straightway KC over there, even SC, South Carolina. You got all these different channels off to the side, off to the right. There's a Straightway Michigan now after the Detroit conference. Brother Juan up there put out a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? So there's multiple. You guys can see what Straightway is doing in their respective areas. If you go to Pastor Dow's YouTube page and go to them featured channels, and you'll see everybody that's associated. Like I said, I'm not even naming everybody. They even have a help me channel for the women. You see what I'm saying? And
And a
the
kids
idea,
channel.
man,
They
yeah,
got
yeah,
straightway
the children,
airs for the
yeah,
kids.
they got a straightway airs to y'all see what the children are doing, and by all means, man, take that which is good. You see what I'm saying? I mean, I already know people on here may not get down with everything we say, but we don't care. This is what we do, and it works for us. But my idea is, for me, what I'm thinking is, the information is there, glean from it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's freely being given. And then not only that, if you really want to get some hard hitting stuff, you got the Patreon. The Pastor Dow put out a Patreon channel where he puts out some detailed information on community that he's doing, and also just many other subjects if you care to support that. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have links for you. I'm just naming it. So I don't know if there's somebody in the chat that can just type it up, but like I said, I mean, there's many moving parts within this ministry, man. And I'm telling you, and the reason why people they can get mad at Pastor Dow all they want, but let me tell you something. There wouldn't be an Elder Mitchell if it wasn't for Pastor Dow, though. You see what I'm saying? There had to be an anointed vessel to look out and say, I see something in that young man. You see what I'm saying? I didn't see it in myself. He saw it. You see what I'm saying? He looked out and he saw there's something in these elders. There's something in this brother over here. He gonna be a leader. And not only him, there's other elders that are included. You see what I'm saying? They can look out and foresee. Think about the book of Acts. They said, the disciples said, why should we oversee tables, right? And leave the word of God, right? That's how they put it in the Bible, right? Because they said that the widows were neglected in daily administration. So why should we deal with this? So they said, let's pick out 7 men. They said the people, you pick out 7 men among you. You see what I'm saying? So the people know who they can trust. The people can clearly see who the leader is among them. You see what I'm saying? They just need to get behind and follow. They need to support. That's a huge aspect of this thing, is support. You see what I'm saying? If you're going to recreate what we call Israel, if you want to go back and you're trying to stick the old past, the idea is to you got to get behind somebody. Let's have some type of structure. Let's have some type of authority. Let's have some type of order about ourselves. You feel me?
That's
So
good.
I give honor to where honor is due. You see what I'm saying? And people can hate on Pastor all they want, but I love Pastor Dow. And the whole assembly where am at loves Pastor Dow. I love all my elders. I love all the other elders. I love all my deacons, all my teachers. I love all the sisters and brethren. And that's why we get stuff done, because we actually have a true love for one another. When we come together for these feast days, these appointed times, the Passover, the tabernacles, atonement, trumpets, Pentecost, all these feasts, man. I ain't even naming all, but I'm just saying, when we come together for all these things, man, we love each other, man. We glean from one another. We hug each other's neck, man. We help each other. We pray for each other. We do deliverance with one another. You see what I'm saying? We get it done, bro. We are involved with one another. We don't just meet up and meet and greet one day a week. Because guess what? You may know your sister and brother for one day a week. What do you do outside of the Sabbath day with your sisters and brothers that you call sisters and brothers? Do you truly know them? You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's to summarize it, man, because we be on here all day, man.
Hey, there's gonna be
Yeah,
a
we
part
be
two to
on.
this. We
Yeah,
gonna
we
have a regular. You gonna have your own show on spiritual combat, man.
yeah.
But yeah,
Hallelujah.
man. Hey, like I told y'all, man. I told y'all this show here. I've been warning folks. Hey, I said I'm getting ready to bring a brother on here. You know, and like I said, the next show in this community building thing is gonna be step 4. We're gonna have Pastor Dow on there. Step
Hallelujah.
5 is gonna be Pastor Dow's wife. So,
Oh,
like I
hallelujah.
told y'all before, write all your questions down. Um, for y'all women who swear they're oppressive, he's oppressive and abusive and
Nah,
verbally
they not abusive,
abusive.
man. They,
Y'all write all your
what they don't
questions
understand,
down for his wife.
there's no, at the end of the day, they're not a real woman, man. If you got a line with the book, you want to talk about Sarah and all this, we're daughters of Sarah, then do what Sarah did and call your husband master. Let's see if you can do that. You know what I'm saying? They can't even think to do something
They
like
can't
that.
even
You
get
see what
a
I'm saying?
husband to call master.
No, that's what I'm saying, because what they don't understand is the true makeup of a man is not to just be ran like some dummy or some doll. Now I'm telling you right now, if a woman chooses a man, they chose a man they could control because they had that choice. They chose it. I promise you. I promise you, man. Every couple that I know where the woman chose, I promise you, she shouldn't have had issues. She shouldn't have problems. But every relationship that I know that the man chose the woman, and you see what I'm saying? Because the man is the one charged to love. You see what I'm saying? The woman is charged to obey.
Mm.
You feel me? So, and that's just the book. You know, that's how it's supposed to be. And so anyway, they're gonna get slaughtered, man. I mean, you're gonna bring on, yeah. I mean, just stick with the book. If you stick with the book, you can't go wrong. And that's something I learned from. Let me tell you, let me put something else in there. I started following. I said that Pastor Dow is not my pastor. You know what the selling point? I visited Straightway twice. The selling point for me was we were at the first gospel they ever had. We were around a campfire, and somebody asked Pastor Dow a question, and everybody sitting around. He been answering questions for like 2 hours straight. And somebody asked him a question. He sat there and he said, he looked around. He paused, man, for about 5-10 seconds. He said, "I don't know." And I said, "All right, he my pastor. Yep, I'm gonna get behind him." Because you know why? Because he just didn't conjure up some answer. You see what I'm saying? I was
Right.
like, I can get with this. I can get with this because he's just not gonna tell me anything. You see what I'm saying? So, and everybody else I've ever talked to, they try to answer. There ain't no sense in trying to answer. Either you got the answer or you don't. Even if you got to get back with me, you know what I'm saying? So,
And I
but
can,
anyway,
hey, look, and I want to reiterate something
hmm
again.
okay,
When me and Koya went out there to Straightway, ever since we've really been starting to deal with Straightway, I can see it in Koya. She looks up to me on another level. It's not that you could take your women to some of these so-called Christian congregations and assemblies and all that, and they come back a worse monster than when you went out there. But I can say coming out the straight way, even Koya, she has a better understanding of her role, and I can say I have a better understanding of my role as a man, not being told anything by anyone, just strictly on observation.
great. That's great. That's
Yep.
great. That's great. I'm happy to hear that, man. That's great.
Yes, sir. So,
Beautiful, man.
so, Elder Mitchell, did you have anything else?
Man, nah, I'm like I said, I'm exhausted.
Can you hear me?
I this way. I can't see really living any other way. That's personally. I can't see living any other way. I couldn't see going back to the way I was living. That's just where I'm at. Um, so yeah, I mean that's just kind of I guess stay tuned for part two. When we do it again, I guess I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But really, it's for questions. I mean, I'm down to answer questions. Uh, the only thing I would say, I would do this in leaving. People hear a lot about community, 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 but people have certain ideas about it. But I think like like El Rufus was just in D.C. and he was able to break down to the people in a Q and A. Because really it's hard to really talk about community unless people ask questions.
Right.
um because I don't know what people want to know. We can just kind of give them a summary. We can kind of scan over things. We can say what the book say, but sometimes women are built on insecurity. They're built on security, and some men even are fearful of how things can be. And once again, when the righteous in rule, the people rejoice. When the wicked are in rule, the people mourn. So you know they just have to hear it for themselves from the leaders. They have to hear from themselves of whoever's going to be leading, how things going to be done. People fears have to be kind of killed, or water needs to be put on that fire. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell brothers, if they want to do it, get the understanding first. See what other people did. Talk to me. I mean, there's a lot of mistakes I made that I wish I would have never made. But and then guess what? Past Dow also saved me a lot of mistakes. It saved me from a lot of mistakes too. So the idea is to get with those who have done it, so that way it'll save you a lot of steps in regards to how you go about doing it. So, you know, because I mean, for some people it may sound radical, for some people it's like the best thing to do. But if you get the inner workings of to go about it, you'll be better off. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So I would say don't just go and jump in and do it just because, oh man, this dude been Ace Boone Coons for 10 years. Nah, it don't work like that. You need to know him in his walk. You need to know him with his finances. You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
some people may hold back. Some people, you ever heard the story of Ananias and Sapphira?
Right.
You're gonna be one of them that hold back the price. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So, you know,
And
it is what it
again,
is.
going in again, a lot of people. It is. I'm showing y'all yourselves. That's why all them trolls done backed off because they getting cut with this truth. A lot of y'all arrive at your
They not ready.
conclusion about
They not ready.
situations with bad judgment is a weighty matter, and a lot of y'all
Oh
have
man,
seen over the past couple weeks. Y'all are poor judges. That's why you're in the predicament you're in, and you don't
well,
like Pastor Dow because again he
or what
exposes
somebody
your
else said.
poor judgment ability.
Yeah, and they listen to what other people saying, but the Bible tells us not to even receive an accusation against an elder. And regardless if they like it, believe it or not, Pastor Dow is an elder in his day and hour. At
Mm,
least one of them among many. You feel me? So he's a pastor, he is a shepherd. But I'm just saying, you're not supposed to. If the book tells us to not receive an accusation, you see what I'm saying? So the idea is, have you sat before him yourself? Have you
okay,
talked to him
hey, we
yourself?
got a question for you, Elder.
Yeah.
Sister asks, what if your wife feels her role should be greater since she's working to help with the bills?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Say it again. Like my wife.
No, 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 no. Asking a situation. This sister said she's asking from her perspective though in her situation. She said, "What
Okay,
if
so
she's working to help pay the bills and she feels like her role should be greater?"
her role should be graded. Oh, she's doing it on a curve. She's grading herself on a curve because she believes that because she's bringing in this income because she's helped paying the bills that she should have to say so. Well, once again, we're trying to go back and seek the old past, right? We're looking at this word, and so if we look at this word, the only time you see a woman working to pay the bills is whenever you read Ananias and I think Sapphira because they were tent makers. They even helped Paul, I believe it was, and then because they were tent makers, they shared the same trade. That's the only time you ever hear that. Or whenever you seen in Proverbs 30, whenever it talks about the virtuous woman. She goes out and she considers a field or something like that. But at the same time, she has a master. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. The men have to be also in control. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what I mean by control. They have to have self control. Even though I'm head over my woman, I do not rule over her. I don't demean her. You see what I'm saying? I don't abuse her verbally. I don't abuse her physically. You see what I'm saying? The men, like, it is what I'm saying. The men have to get in their rightful place. The women have to get in their rightful place. It's going to happen over time. It's not going to happen overnight. So right now, yeah, she may have to work for right now. You see what I'm saying? But but we're talking about community. In a community setting, she shouldn't have to. You see what I'm saying? She should be able to be at peace. You see what I'm saying? Not have the stresses of getting the bills paid and all this and that. Because there are some suckers out there. There are some sorry ass dudes out there that um, that don't hold it down, that don't work, that don't do what they're supposed to do. We got a lot of that, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Um, I don't know her personal situation, but I hope that kind of answers it somewhat because the idea is in a community setting. So right now she may have to work, but at the same time, she should be working on reverencing her husband, reverencing her man. You see what I'm saying? But the man should also be honoring her as the weaker vessel. You
Okay,
see what I'm saying?
and real fast. Number one, I'm sorry about that, brother. That I thought you was a sister, but I realized looking at your name that you're a brother. And again, I want to reiterate that Koya actually going out there and not just hearing me talking and me trying to explain what I'm seeing and my understanding, but she actually went out there. She was among the sisters. She hung out with some of these women, talked to them, watched the operation, saw what was going on, saw me.
Hmm.
She saw Pastor Dow's spirit. She met Elder Mitchell too. It had a profound effect on her because women
Yeah.
are sensitive. They sense, they see, they feel, and she understood it. She gets it on another level now. Not like these congregations that just do a bunch of talking and they don't see no action.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I helped answer that, but
I think you did.
yeah.
I think you did.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, like I said, it's not something because we got brother. All right, let's say for instance, man, I hate you, man, boy, how much time?
You
Um.
good?
All right. So I'm just gonna say this. I mean, if there ain't no questions, I'm good. We can end it after this. But so we got brothers and sisters. Let's say, for instance, they've been married 10 years or something like that, and because we grew up in this European construct to where women's liberation, and they've pretty much. And we also have to understand the what's that letter? Dang boy, it slips my mind right now. But there was a letter written um, of how to control the slaves. I forgot the name of the book. It's a small book, pamphlet or whatever. It talks about how to control them and how you separate the dark from the light and things of that nature, and how they give the women equal status. Another thing that would our people have to understand is that our women by default in this society has been given greater statuses. Like let's say, for instance, how many black successful women that are out there? You see what I'm saying? That or have these great jobs. You know what I'm saying? But then how many young black men get locked up for bullshit? But from them same neighborhoods, you got successful young black women. You know what I'm saying? That there's and I know I'm kind of speaking on racial lines here, but it's all good. I'm just trying to bring it up, online to say even across the board, women are taking more roles now. You know, um, let's say, for instance, Pastor brought this out the other day. You used to watch ESPN or something like that. You see women hosts now. You see women anchors now. Women are given more power just in the society, and that's how the downfall. That's the start of the downfall of some societies throughout history. Women get more power. Feminism is increased, and then also homosexuality is increased. You see what I'm saying? And that's
Hmm.
how a society is destroyed from within. So the society is made up that way. So what we're trying to do is create these communities to where they can get in their rightful place, women can get in their rightful place, we can work for ourselves, and the women can truly honor their husbands. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And men can actually lead by example. They can feel confident about themselves. They are providing that they are part of that 10 or 15 men living on this community that is providing for. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I mean, men get joy out of providing. Men get joy out of teaching. Men get joy out of protecting. I get joy out of that. Making sure that my family's good. Making sure that all the saints are good. I do. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the women on our community get joy out of um, serving.
Yeah.
That's where they get their joy at.
Right.
So that's just is what it is. I probably could have said it in a different manner, but that's the best I could put it for right now.
I didn't know they were because I don't watch TV anymore. But Elder Rufus said that
Well,
women are
yeah, I don't really watch
coaching
it.
men in
Yeah,
football now.
and yeah. Well, I don't watch TV like that either, but I know it from like internet, YouTube,
Right.
stuff like that. You see them everywhere. You see them everywhere, and they just getting. It went from women's lib went from we want equal rights as men, then it went to we're just as good as men. The third stage of it is we are men. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's, it's off the chain.
Right. Um.
Yeah.
Hadassah. No, I mean that's what you're asking. Were men and women created equal in Genesis? I mean, it's basic, dude. It's he made the man first. I mean, it's just in his image, and woman came from man. That's
Okay,
just go ahead.
okay. All right. Hear this out. Go to Genesis 3. Read that. That's all you need to do.
Yeah,
Go to Genesis 3. Read that. There you go.
and
There
I
you
want
go.
to say
And
again,
read about the fall. Read about the fall, and look at who her desire shall be unto. Just read that, and that should answer your question right there.
and the thing is, I want to stress this again. You, the women out there that were out there on straightway ain't wrestling with none of this because when you actually are doing the works of the Bible and you're living it out, it's very simple and basic. All these scholarly people twisting scripture for their agenda out here, they would hold no weight out there because it would not they get exposed because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't do what Pastor Dow Straightway, Elder Mitchell is doing without adhering to the book the way it's written. It just is confirmation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yes, sir.
but with that
Yeah,
said,
I'm done. I'm through,
yeah,
man.
I'm getting
I gotta
ready
get
to,
back
I
to
gotta
work.
get dressed to go into work. I know this brother got work.
I gotta make some phone calls, man. So
Hey,
I gotta
and
get
real
going. But
fast,
yeah.
Elder Mitchell, put your camera back on so folks could see you because we had to, the connection
Let me
was bad.
how don't
But
let me see how I do
I'm
this.
gonna let him bring his video back up. There he is. And
Yeah.
like I said, that brother be grinding. Mitchell, I appreciate you coming on. I know this show is gonna. I mean, this was a great show even for me. I know Sister Koya was in there watching. She getting blessed by it. I could just tell by her comments. So, man, I really
Hallelujah.
appreciate you. I'm gonna try to get you on here often. Okay, your schedule
Yeah.
permitted.
Yeah. Just text me, call me. If I'm available, by all means. If I'm not, then we could set up something else for another day. But yeah, make sure you get with Pastor Dow, man. Get him up on there so people can hear what he gotta say, man.
Right.
So and once again, let 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 these words fall where they may. You know what I mean? And take away that which is good, and apply it to your life. That's all we could say. That's all we could do because nothing gonna stop what we doing. So
Facts.
yeah, ain't nothing gonna stop what we doing. We're gonna push on.
All right.
All
So
right, brother.
yeah, y'all. Elder Mitchell, appreciate you coming on. Appreciate all y'all who tuned in. Um, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out which song I'm gonna take us out with. I think it's gonna be transparent. But with that said, y'all stay tuned. We got a lot of other shows. We actually got a filmmaker. We're gonna be doing a live here probably tomorrow. We got a brother. He's a filmmaker. He started. All praise to the Most High. One of the first Hebrew Israelite sitcoms. So we're gonna run the trailer for that and show y'all where to get it, so y'all can support this brother. It's out on YouTube, but I want y'all to share it and get the word out because this is entertainment. It's an entertainment alternative. So we're gonna have that brother on tomorrow or sometime this week. Y'all pray for Michael Israel to continue to have energy because I'm getting ready to go into work. And pray for Sister Koya. Pray for us. We putting our congregation together down here. We're putting our community together down here. If you're interested, my email's right there. And like I said, working close with Straightway, and eventually, like I said, I'm just taking my time, but eventually, hopefully, coming together with them and everything. I hope this show was a blessing to you. What we're going to do, we're going to take it out with the praise and worship branch of spiritual combat. My dude, beloved Daoud of Mind Culture. And the title of this song is Transparent. Right now, one of my favorite songs. With that said, y'all, shalom.
Burn them up, miss. That coach. For you. On you who I'll bet my life. Won't toss my paradise. I'm kind, I ain't nice. Subtract falsehood advice. You who have been seeing through, y'all. That room got me seeing through, y'all. Ain't like I'm doing something to y'all. You who have got me seeing through, y'all. You who have been seeing through, y'all. That room got me seeing through, y'all. Ain't like I'm doing something to y'all. You who got me seeing through y'all. Yeah. Family business ain't no greed in me. Mr. Clark, my brother lean on me. I lean back, but it ain't no dance. Make appeals, but it ain't no Zans. Feeling okay, I'm oh so grand. Keep in mind, only got two hands. Never label in advance. Don't call him friend until you prove that man. A little time, all you need. If it's genuine, it shows. Vampires play a role. In the light, get exposed. Transparent up against that law. Brothers hide it like no one saw. Yahuwah eyes never miss your acts. One day you gotta pay that tax. Fairy tales, you can clean that mess. Toward keeping me at my best. If you hate a brother so, he will never stop the show. What's it like to some love? Especially from above. Mighty talk where you learn that at. Man of perfect, never burn a batch. Yahuwah word, that's all for me. Everything else is so bored. Life in me, what y'all store. This English sound foreign, yeah. Righteous point of view, pray they see it too, yeah. Make no excuse, stand on my two. Won't toss my paradise. I'm kind, I ain't nice. Subtract falsehood advice. You who have been seeing through y'all. That rule got me seeing through y'all. Ain't like I'm doing something to y'all. You who got me seeing through y'all. You who have been seeing through y'all. That rule got me seeing through y'all. Ain't like I'm doing something to y'all. You who got me seeing through y'all.